Hello YouTube! Welcome back to the 365 Challenge, where we're posting a long-form video every single day for 2026. And today we are wrapping up our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set review with the Multicolor and Colorless cards. We'll be rating them between 1 through 10 based on how we feel they will perform in the average limited deck. If you guys missed the introduction to TMNT, make sure you check that out, where we went over new and returning mechanics as well as all the draftable archetypes to get you into your pre-release. As always, we got Yanks on the call. How you doing, Yanks?
Good. We can get a look at all the signposts and see what fixing there is in this set as well.
Yeah, and the signposts I think are going to be pretty good. There's only 5 draftable sets really that are supported, so I think these are going to be pretty strong.
Yep, agreed.
All right, let's start with Baxter Stockman. 5 mana for a 3/3 human scientist. When it enters, create a 1/1 colorless robot artifact creature token. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target artifact creature you control gets +3/+0 and gains first strike and vigilance till end of turn. Seems like an excellent signpost card.
Definitely. I think it makes sense for Izzet that there's kind of in the comics and in the show, there's kind of 2 different versions of Baxter Stockman. One where he kind of ends up as a cyborg, which is kind of probably where this one comes from. The other where he ends up as like a mutated, the Fly, which would be pretty perfect for Delver if you had like a secret lair version of that. They couldn't do it here because you can't have one flip card in the set. That doesn't work from a printing standpoint. But
yeah, that makes sense. Rating wise, I think this is very good. It needs some support, right? You have to have some other artifacts, but the artifacts that it's giving you are quite good. And if your deck is, given that there's only 5 draftable archetypes, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that your deck has synergy enough to pull these cards off. I think this is going to be one of the better signposts. I think this is stronger than some of the 7s we've been giving, but I don't think it's quite an 8.
No, I don't think so either. But it is a strong card.
7.5, because we're chickens.
Yep.
Bebop and Rocksteady, 3 mana for a 7/5. When it attacks or blocks, sacrifice a permanent unless you discard a card. How was Rotting Regisaur limited? Right? That was a thing?
Yeah. It was fine-ish. Like, it was just basically you're going all in.
The difference is with Rotting Regisaur, once you couldn't discard, it was fine. This, it just forces you to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Which is less good?
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically Regisaur was one every upkeep.
Yeah.
Here you can't just have this sit there if like you need 2 for a turn.
That's true.
Which is not good. Like you're basically pacifying your own creature at that point, but it doesn't continually force you to discard. It isn't the right color pair for wanting to sacrifice things.
That's true. And it has mutagen tokens, so if you have some things to sacrifice for free, and now you'll get to trigger all of your disappears. I think because disappear is the archetype in this color pair, that I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt for it being more beneficial than negative.
I think so. It's interesting that it's a 3-drop that you're probably not really wanting to play on turn 3.
It depends, right? If you can follow it up on the next turn by making a mutagen token, then the beatdowns are going to be really bad. Yeah. I think that's the best case scenario.
Yeah, true. That's true. There are going to be starts where you just kind of curve out into this and then have enough follow-up where maybe you've already made tokens.
Yeah. In this color pair, I think I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. I think it's still just a 7, but I think it can run you over.
Yeah, that's definitely a card that, again, I'd say can win games. I mean, it also does just, like, you attack, you sacrifice something, and then they kill it. And you have 2 for 1 yourself, which sucks.
Yeah,
but
hopefully it's like a mutagen token or something.
Yep, or something small.
Yeah. Brilliance Unleashed. 6 mana for choose 1 or both. It's going to deal 5 damage to target creature, or choose target artifact card in your graveyard, return it to the battlefield. If it's an artifact creature card, otherwise return it to the battlefield, and it's a 3/3 robot with flying. This also seems very strong. Damn, these are all good.
Yeah. You really do want to be able to use both of this if you're spending 6 mana on it, but if you get both effects, then that's pretty good.
Yeah. And I don't think Izzet's going to have a hard time doing that. By the time you get to 6, you're going to have an artifact in your graveyard with Izzet, unless your deck is an absolute dumpster pile.
Most likely, yeah, because even your creatures, enough of your creatures are going to be artifacts.
Yeah. There was a ton of them, like, the stupid flying, like, Beep Bop, or, no,
Yeah,
that's the
Buzzbot.
name of the pig. Buzzbot, that's a Beep Bop.
Yeah.
Those names were strangely close together. Yeah, I think this is a good card. I'm going to call this an 8.
Yeah, I think it is. It's just a lot of built-in value.
I would also like to point out, we're like 3 or 4 cards deep, and I have not misread anything yet.
And now.
There's a lot of fucking words on this card. Damn it! Dark Leo and Shredder. We have an Azorius 1/3 with Sneak.
Nope.
Orzhov. It's an... God damn it. No. No. I am a bad reporter. Orzhov 2-drop. 1/3 with Sneak Orzhov. Attacking ninjas you control have Death Touch. That's going to be cute as hell. You flash this in, sneak it in with your unblocked thing, and then eat all their other stuff that they blocked. When he deals combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 black ninja creature token. Then, if you control 5 or more ninjas, that player loses half their life rounded up. Huh. I'm into this card. This card seems sick.
Yeah. No, this card's great.
You could just play this on 2 as well. Like, we don't want to, but, like, you can. It's not the end of the world.
It includes itself. Like, it gives itself that touch, so it's hard to deal with.
Yeah. So then, yeah, they're not going to be able to block it super profitably. If you cast this on 2 on the play, then you're probably going to get to make that 1/1.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah, I think this card's pretty great. This card's like it's like an 8.
Yeah, it's tough because 2-drops are always so low impact. So I think this can win games, but it's like so slow and uphill. But it's the kind of wins that's a snowball, right? Like, they've hit you with this, they've made 2 1/1s, you've used premium removal on their 2-drop, and now they're just so far behind on tempo that you win the game. So even though it's not like a dragon that actually physically killed them, it put you in a commanding position to win. And I think that's where this is going to have its strength, even though it's only a 2-drop. And I think its power is sort of hidden. So I agree at an 8 for sure.
Yeah, it can also just flip. Like again, this may not happen that often that you have 5 ninjas, but it can flip a race out of nowhere.
I think there's more ninjas than there are turtles, right? Because I think there are non-ninja turtles.
There definitely are. There are plenty of ninjas. I'm trying to think of a scenario where you have 5, but you're like losing a race.
Mm-hmm.
And now, you had, I guess, 3, and you were losing a race. You sneak this in for 4, make the 5th, and now maybe you hit them for an extra 7 or 8 for that losing half their life.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden they thought they were going to be at 15 and they're at 7.
Next up, we have Dawn and Leo, Problem Solvers. We've got a 4/6 for 5 mana. It has Vigilance, and at the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target artifact you control and up to 1 target creature you control, then return them to the battlefield under their owner's control. That's going to make those like ETB food thingies pretty crazy, right?
Oh yeah.
Although I think the red and the black ones were the craziest ones.
I don't think there was a white or green one, or white or blue one.
Well, like Buzzbot? Buzzbot is when it dies. It's not when it leaves, so that doesn't do anything either.
Although, admittedly, you're probably not playing Azorius in this set.
That's true.
You're either this as double white or double blue.
Yeah, that's true. And if this is an Izzet, then that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
It's got good stats. A 4/6 with Vigilance for 5. I'm already on board. And it's at the beginning of your end step you get to do that. So you also get like pseudo vigilance. You get lots of ETBs. This feels excellent.
Agreed. I think this is an interesting spot too, with where like the hybrid mana doesn't really. It helps in that it lets you put it in different decks, but a lot of times like this would basically just be 5 colorless in an Azorius deck, but it's actually 3 double pip pretty much in this set.
Yeah. And I think you're right. I think it does make it, the hybrid here makes it flexible enough to go in more than just one archetype, because they could have just printed this in either Is It or in Boros or whatever. But I like that what they've done here, and they've split it. Now it's kind of in 4 decks now.
You can pretty much theoretically could go into anything other than
Golgari. Yeah, so it's in 4 different decks. I think that's really nice. I think this is an 8. It's like a slow burn, but it's going to win the game if it is left to just continue to get ETB value.
Agreed.
Next up, Don Raff Hard Science. Wait, that guy, Raff is not a hard science? What? Oh, wait. He's hard. And Don is science. I see. Okay. We have a 4/2. Nope. 2/4. God. My brain is melting into mush. We have a 2/4 with Menace. When it attacks, the next non-creature spell you cast this turn has affinity for artifacts. It's cute. Doesn't hurt. I like it. It's an okay rate. It's a little underwhelming for rare. Exactly. But I think it's going to help you really, like, churn through the, like, it's one of those rares that snowball you into wins, even though it itself isn't actually locking that win in. I'm going to say a 7.
Yeah, I think so. You're getting a perfectly fine body on its own. You're probably playing this specifically in Is It, so it's basically 3 colorless.
These are also always interesting, too, because they tend to be, the better your deck is, the better these will be.
True.
Because you'll have more synergy that's built around having those things happen. More removals means you can attack with this, which means you can cast more stuff. Yeah, I think this is really a good card that scales well with your deck.
Agreed.
The EPF Point Squad. Sure. 3 mana for a 2/1 with Alliance. When a creature you control enters, put a counter on this creature. So a 3 mana 3/2 at its base, kind of, assuming you have a 4-drop, which I think Boros will.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think this card is solid. It's nothing exciting, but once you get past the first, like, it's undervalued for 1 creature and it's overvalued for 2. And then everything after that's just extra.
Sorry, say that again?
So, if, like, after you've played the first creature, it's a little undervalue.
Oh, yes.
Like, underrate.
Yep.
And then at 2 creatures, it's a little over, but not enough to be like, crazy. But then once you hit 3 and 4 creatures, you are in the green.
I was thinking the 1 was meant itself.
No,
it's still underrated at 2 at that point. That's what I was.
Yeah, at one creature ETB, 1 trigger of the Alliance.
Yeah.
So I think that's good, but it is a little slow. And I don't love that you are sort of in Boros incentivized to hold back until it's bigger.
True.
But if you can, like, play this and then hit double 2-drops, then this is going to be pretty bananas. So.
Yeah, double 2-drops or the sneak make 3 ninjas.
Ooh. Yeah, but this is probably getting blocked, though. And then I guess if you're sneaking something else, like Shit Pigeon or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Then.
No, this is eating what blocked it.
Yeah, that's true. So would that be a 6 then? Is this like a signpost? My instinct was 5, but I mean, it's doing exactly what Boros wants to be doing. I just don't know if that's strong enough.
No, I think I'm still closer to 5. I just think it's got like a higher ceiling than a lot of 5s do.
All right, agreed. Next up, 3 mana for the Foot Elite, 2/4. When this creature attacks, another target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. It's fine.
Yep. Yeah, nothing exciting. I guess you're an Orzhov. I guess that maybe helps get something through because they don't bother blocking it and then you can sneak something.
Maybe.
With it.
Yeah, but this probably dies. Like, it's okay stats on its own, but I think...
Yeah, it's a 2/4. It'll bounce a lot of the time.
Yeah. I like this less than I like the last card.
Agreed. But I still think it's kind of just fine filler. At 5.
Yeah. It just feels so much more awkward. It's not progressing the Orzhov game plan. I'm gonna go on. It's easy to just rate multicolor cards all pretty high. I'm gonna say this is a 4. This is the weakest of the bunch that we've seen. I don't think it's particularly close.
No, but we've also only seen 2 commons so far.
Next up, the Foot Ninjas. 6 mana for a 5/5 with Sneak 4. When this creature enters, you gain 3 life. So you get a 5/5 for 4 if you sneaked something, which, if it's Crazy Badger Beaver Whisperers or whatever, then that's excellent. Yeah, this card's above rate. I think this is a 5. I like this better than the last one.
I like it better than the last card too, although it's a little awkward that like you're in the sneak colors with an ETB you wouldn't hate to retrigger, but it's a 6-drop, so.
Yeah, I wasn't even really thinking about that, honestly. Like, I don't think I want to pull back a sneak 4 or 6.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Genghis Frog, 2 mana for a 1/3 with trample. When it or another mutant enters, create a mutagen token. I like this card a lot, actually. I think this is a really strong signpost.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is very good at what it wants to do. I'm still debating how good that thing actually is, but it is definitely exactly what this deck is trying to do.
Yeah, I agree. Poor Casey Jones, right?
Yeah.
Getting absolutely shit kicked. Casey Jones in the in the cards and comics and stuff or cartoons throw me off because he definitely looks like he's gonna kill me with like an axe,
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, that's not a good guy. Why would you make a good guy look like that? Like,
it's the problem when old school hockey masks look just like, was it Scream? Not Scream, Freddy.
Isn't one of the bad guys actually in a straight up hockey mask?
Yeah, I guess the old school hockey mask, yeah. The 1980s. And I guess this was 1987 was the cartoon, and the comic is obviously before that. So.
Like, I'm looking at this picture and I'm like, get him, Frog!
Yeah.
You're the good guy, clearly. You're from Bloomburrow. You couldn't have done anything wrong.
Yeah. At an amusement park for some reason.
Jason, that's who has the hockey mask.
I always get those mixed up.
I think this card's excellent. It's a really good signpost card. I think this is a 7.
Agreed. I think it is too.
Go Ninja Go. 2 mana.
It's supposed to be Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go. It's missing a couple words there.
2 mana, choose one or both. Exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Or it will deal damage equal to the greatest power among creatures you control to target creature and opponent controls. To the greatest power among creatures you control.
So you get a bite equal to the biggest thing you've got.
And you get to do both?
Yep.
Jesus. That's insane. Yeah. Oh, it is sorcery. It's sorcery. Okay. Speed. I thought this was instant speed. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. I was like actively kind of upset. Sorcery speed is fine because you're not like blinking out of removal and then biting their shit.
Yeah.
Okay. This is much, much better. Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice that compared to like a bite effect, it doesn't target your own thing, so you just get whatever the biggest power is when it resolves.
Yep.
So, yes, they can kill your biggest thing to shrink this effect, but they can't make it fizzle. And you do, if you choose both, you do have there are 2 targets to the spell, one on each side, so killing your thing for the second part doesn't fizzle the first part, or killing the first part doesn't fizzle it for the second part.
Yeah, and the blink can obviously give you an ATB, but also retrigger Alliance, so you're going to get some incidental value there. I think this card's pretty solid. I'm going to say it's a 6. Maybe it's a 7.
Yeah. I think it's a 6.
I think a one-sided. I think a bite is okay.
No, this is a good removal spell.
Yeah, I think the removal spell. Like, I think the removal spell is not quite a 7, but the flexibility of the other stuff that you could get, and we saw some lockdown spells in blue, some ETBs, some Alliance. I'm going to give this a 7.
Yeah, bite is in general a little worse outside of green because your creatures are smaller, but it's still good enough.
Next up, Ice Cream Kitty. That's a weird name. 2 mana for a 1/3. It's a food cat mutant. You can pay 2, sacrifice another creature or token, draw a card, activate only as a sorcery, or you could pay 2, sack this creature, and you gain 3 life. Why? I don't understand. Why is there a food cat?
I don't. I'm sure there's a reference somewhere. I don't know this one. Yeah. It is a fan favorite, adorable mutant character from the 2012 TMNT series when a stray cat consumed a mutagen laced in Neapolitan ice cream.
And it turns into an ice cream?
Michelangelo's affectionate pet, she lives in the lair's freezer and occasionally helps the turtles in battle.
What the hell? Man, you kids in the... When was this?
This was...
You said the 90s?
No, this was the 2012.
2012? You 2012 kids are weird. I don't even know how to evaluate this. It's sorcery.
Good, right? But it's,
I like...
it's 2 mana 1/3 with multiple relevant types in food and mutant with an ability, and you can always sack it for some life. I think this card's low impact, but pretty good.
I think the bigger thing is this is a thing that guarantees to activate disappear every turn. And it makes, I think it actively upgrades your mutagen tokens, because I'd rather draw a card than get a +1/+1 counter more often than not. So I actually think this is a good signpost. And the better your deck is for this, the better this will actually be. So I'm going to say it's a 6.
I think it's a 6 too.
It's a signpost that you really want. Again, low impact, but you're going to want this in every single one of your Golgari decks.
Yeah, it's a good enabler.
All right, yes, Orzhov signpost. We have the... How do you say your name, Yanks?
I don't know. I think it's Karai, but I'm not
Okay. Karai, Future of the Foot. 3 mana for a 3/3 with Sneak 4. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If the Sneak cost was paid, instead, return that card to the battlefield.
Yeah, so you get a free reanimate, well, on your own graveyard.
It's not like 3 CMC or anything. There's no restraints?
Nope, anything.
That's crazy.
So find a way to discard that 9/9 that kills 3 things and
that's crazy.
get it into play this way.
I'm going to draft so many Dream Beavers. I'm convinced Dream Beaver is the best card in the set.
All right.
I think Dream Beaver is like my Rome, right? Like, I just think about it all the time. It's like the new tree. Yeah. I was really into Dream Beavers.
And how well did that work out?
Great. I love it.
It's not very good, though.
Irrelevant. Nothing. Like, the most fun stuff is never very good.
I just meant for your statement that you're thinking it's the best card in the set.
Listen, Yanks. All right? You don't have to be mean to me on the internet. You can DM me in private.
I thought that's what the internet is for.
I think this card is great.
Oh, this card is great.
Is this like an uncommon 8? Like, this seems crazy good.
Yeah. Because you're going to, as long as if your deck is like reasonable, you're going to get this in and get that ability.
Because you have 4 Dream Beavers.
Yes.
And a Dirt Pigeon.
Yeah.
I think this card's very, very good. It's hard for me to say it's an 8, just because it needs to get in. You got to have something relevant, but it triggers multiple times. Good removal, is going to help her get through. I am sure, even though I'm so excited, I'm sure this archetype's going to be awful, probably, but this feels very, very good.
Definitely going to be the most fun archetype.
Just put it straight into play. That's crazy. I'm going to say, oh, man.
I'm giving it an 8.
8 feels like a little dream world, but it's better than the 7s. I don't know. I mean, 7.5. I'm going to be a baby and not pick.
I mean, we gave the 2/4 menace guy that gives things affinity for artifacts an 8, and
we gave that an 8.
Just as much help. Yeah, that needs just as much help as this does. Oh no, we gave that a 7. I'm sorry. It was the one
Okay,
before.
yeah, I was gonna say
Never mind.
I think a
Never
7
mind.
sounds right, and I think this is
Yeah,
better than that, but I don't think it's quite an 8.
all the Don and Leo Don and all the different end cards are going to be confused.
Yeah. A 7 sounds right for that as far as like a building block for a good deck. And this does feel a little bit better than that, but it doesn't feel like it is going to win the game.
Does it feel as good as the 6 mana is it spell?
No.
Okay, even for significantly less mana.
No.
Okay.
Because at significantly less mana, then probably don't have anything to recur on turn 4. You know what I mean? Like it's more like premium removal versus a good signpost that has to survive. You have to get a creature in. You've got to have creatures in the graveyard. There's a lot of ifs there, and then you're probably only doing it once. If she had a mechanic to like pull herself back to your hand to re-sneak, then I would definitely be a lot more on board with an 8.
That's what this card's for. You use her technique to sneak her back.
But then you can't rate her off of having other cards, right? Like,
no, I know.
I think she's great. I'm very high on her, and that's probably the archetype I'm the most excited to play. She's probably one of the cards I'm the most excited to play in the whole set. I just think she needs a lot of help to win the game in a way that my 8s typically don't.
Fair.
And the other one is just premium removal with some upside, I think. So that just kind of gets grandfathered into an 8.
Yeah.
Next up, the technique. Karai's technique. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Sorcery speed, 2 mana to sneak or 3 mana to cast. Choose one or both. Target creature gets +3/+3. Target creature gets -3/-3. So even though it's sorcery speed, I'm still on board for this.
It's not if you sneak it.
Yeah, it's not if you sneak it. I like the rate. You get to cast your Dream Beavers again, so that's excellent. I think this is very good.
Yeah. Just a good removal spell, and then.
So it's not quite premium removal, but it gives you the additional pump. So I'm wondering if that averages out. Is this an 8?
I think it is when you factor in the pump spell portion plus the possibility of sneaking, getting a huge blowout with it.
Yeah. In addition to any benefits you get for like sneaking something back that wants to be in your hand. Yeah. So, all right, we'll call it an 8. Krang and Shredder, 6 mana for a 6/7. When it enters or attacks, each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. And then at the beginning of your end step, if a permanent left the battlefield this turn, you may cast a card exiled with Krang and Shredder without paying its mana cost. And that breaks timing restrictions because it's at your end step, so I assume.
Yep.
Sometimes it isn't, right? Like it just... And the wording is not always all that clear.
Yeah, it's not. But in this case, it has to be because it's an end step, so...
Unless it, like, you know, if it was worded the way the ones that don't break it, then you could just only cast instants or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, this card seems great. It's got really good stats, honestly, for 6 mana. Hybrid is easy to cast. Goes in 4 of the 5 decks. It helps mill your opponent out, so you can mill them. You take half their deck and then attack them with Krang twice, and then you get a free cookie.
True.
This seems good. I think the stats are big enough for... I'm just going to call this an 8.
Yeah, I think so. It's expensive, but it does a lot and shouldn't be too hard to get at least one trigger out of this.
Yeah. Now, do you like this better or worse than that uncommon, right? Because you have them at the same score.
Yeah, I think this has the higher upside, but by its nature of being a 6-drop, has a little bit of a lower floor.
That's fair. Next up, we have a Saga, The Last Ronin. 6 mana, destroy all creatures on Chapter 1. Mill 4 cards. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Chapter 3. Whenever a creature you control attacks a load, this turn put 3 +1/+1 counters on it. It gains trample, lifelink, and indestructible until end of turn. That's a lot of stuff.
So 6 mana Wrath, get a creature back.
I think it's a 9.
Get a big hit, yeah.
like a 5 mana Wrath I would call an 8, and this just like a little bit more, but gives you a ton of upside. You get a creature back, so it's like not just a board clear.
No, agreed.
9. Lessons from Life. 4 mana for a sorcery. Draw 3 cards. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. We had one of these. It wasn't draw 3 though, right? What was the Strixhaven one? There's Growth Spiral, and then there was the bigger one.
Yeah.
And I think it was just draw 2.
I can't remember. I think you're right, but...
Something Equation, maybe? I think it was 4 mana, draw 2, play a land, I think? Or maybe it was draw 3. Maybe it is just a reprint.
I'm looking through the Strixhaven card gallery.
It was also...
Eureka Moment, 4 mana, instant draw 2. Instead of a sorcery, draw 3, and the land did not come in tapped.
Oh. Okay, so it's more or less the same.
Eureka Moment.
Yeah. I mean, instant is really good, but drawing an extra card is really good. Coming into play untapped, I don't know. It's got its pluses and minuses. Oh, Gatecrash had this exact same text on a 5-drop. I see. Okay.
You think of Urban Evolution, target player? I think that was you could play an additional land, not tapped.
Okay. Rating-wise...
Yeah, same idea.
Rating-wise, I like this. It's really good cards, a lot of ramp. I would play this for sure in every Simic deck. I'm never cutting it.
Yeah.
What is the rating on this?
It's like a 6. Because you can't play too many of these.
No, but I think the first one's real freaking good. Yeah, it is probably still just a 6, but I'm pretty high on it.
Yeah.
Mechanized Ninja Cavalry. 2 mana for a 1/1. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 colorless artifact creature token. And then you get to sneak it and make more. And it's 2 artifacts, which is really nice. So in the Is It deck, I actually think I want this more than I want the Boros deck. But it's also 2 creatures for Alliance triggers in the Boros deck.
Yep.
So the design on this is really cute. The hybrid mana actually makes it fit both archetypes, and they've designed it to where it fits both archetypes incredibly well. I actually think that they did a really good job on this particular design space. And
it's good in Orzhov too, because of Sneak.
I was thinking about that, but then I decided I didn't like it because the chances that they're not blocking the vanilla 1/1 I think is pretty bad.
Yeah, but
so
sometimes that's the thing they let through because they've got to block other things.
I don't know. I think I would block this and then not block the token, which I think...
Oh, yeah. That's probably true. But even still, you can sneak the token and you haven't lost, a card's worth of value on it.
Well, you have, because this got eaten, and then you lost the token that you bounced.
If you're suiciding this, yes. Yeah.
Well, if the idea is they have one blocker and you only attack with the token, then they're going to block that anyway, so... I don't think if you attack with just the token, they would choose not to block it.
No, but you could be attacking with 5 things, right? In a bigger board.
But my point is, I'm inclined to block the thing that has the ETB that's small that I can probably kill easily, as opposed to something that's a little bit more risky that maybe even opens me up to more combat tricks or something. I don't want to give you sneak value, effectively. I think blocking is going to be very interesting in this set, and I think this is a card that will point that out to you. Not you, but in general. I think this card's good. It's going to be a 5. It fits into a lot of different archetypes.
Yeah, I think so.
Mikey and Dawn Party Planners. 4 mana for a 3/3 with Ward 2. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play lands and cast Mutant Ninja Turtles spells from the top of your library. You may cast creatures... If you cast creature spells this way, that creature enters with an additional counter. 8.
Yeah, this is just a good card. It doesn't even really necessarily fit any specific archetype. It's just strong.
And it can go in any of the decks. And there's a lot of mutants. I mean, those are turtles and non-turtles. Those are the bad guys are mutants too, so that's not a problem. Yep. Mikey and Leo Chaos and Order. 2 mana for a 2/2. Whenever you put a counter on a creature you control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Yes.
Yep.
So 7.5.
A little lower. I'm just going to say 7 just because it's still just a 2/2 that can just die pretty easily, but
yeah,
still a good card.
It's a little bit more impactful for me than than my normal 7s. Like, I think this is... But I think it's more impactful than my 7s, but it does not... It's also a little too hard to trigger to be an 8.
Sure.
Yeah. Mouser Mark III. 2 mana for a 2/3. This creature can't attack unless you control another artifact. That's not hard in those colors. I think that's a fine above rate relevant creature type. That's a 5.
Yeah. That's just fine. That's all it is.
The neutrinos?
Yep.
The words, man. I'm struggling to read today as it is, and then you gotta throw these wonky words at me. 4 mana for a 2/4 with flying in Alliance. Whenever another creature you control enters, this gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Whenever it attacks, exile up to 1 target creature you own, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control, tapped and attacking. So it triggers its own Alliance, which is cool. And you don't have to be holding back a creature for that to be the case. The issue is that if you want to flicker it, that creature has to have already wanted to be in the red zone, because otherwise you'd be sending it to its death.
Yeah, it's still attacking, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a little bit sad, is you can't like reactivate like ETBs, get the Alliance trigger, and keep your creature safe. But overall, I like this card. I think this is a fine signpost that they are trying to use, so I would say that's a 6.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to attack pretty often as a 3 or 4/4 flyer, just by, even if you're not blinking other things, just by being Boros and playing cards.
Yep. And sometimes you could just blink something and get some extra good value out of it. Even if that thing dies, it might be worth it.
Yep.
Nobody. 3 mana for a 3/2. When this creature enters, return up to 1 target artifact you control to its owner's hand. I'd have to...
It's okay.
If I had, like, red pizza or something. But, like, the Is It stuff and the artifact stuff didn't have a ton of, like, sneak type stuff where you wanted ETBs to recast. So I actually like this a little bit less here, but it's also an artifact. And there's a couple, like we saw the 1/1 that makes another 1/1.
Yeah, I think it's just fine. And it's 3 mana 3/2 with the small effect.
Yeah,
it's basically Colorless in the Is It deck.
A 5.
Yep.
Northwind Avatar. We've got some Niv Mizzet mana for a 5/5 flyer, Dragon Avatar Spirit. Looks pretty cool. Are we going to what? Not Neverland. What's the Never-Ending Storyland? I forget what that's called.
Oh, Never-Ending Story. Yeah.
But what's the land called?
No, I don't know.
When this creature enters, you may cast it. Wait, what? Wait, when this creature enters, if you cast it... Words. Damn you, words. You may put a card you own from outside of the game into your hand. That's fine. I'm willing to cast this...
Fantasia.
It's not Fantasia. That's the Disney one.
That's the thing I'm saying. The Wonderful World of Fantasia.
Maybe Fantasia is like more of a general story that Disney took, and I didn't know that.
Yeah. The book describes the world of Fantasia. Maybe the movie's different. Oh, no, that's talking about the book in the movie, so yeah.
I would pay this mana for a 5/5 flyer.
Yep.
I would purposely leave a lower impact creature in my colors in the sideboard to ensure I always got a free card off this. So, I think that's good. 5/5 flyers are still scary as hell. They're a little hard to cast, but I'm having a hard time quite giving this an 8, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's a solid threat that has to be dealt with. You're getting card advantage. So yeah, I do think it's an 8.
It's kind of a low 8, but I think it's fine. Sometimes they just can't deal with a 5/5 flyer. Most of the red removal is not going to hit it, so.
Yeah, true.
Pizza Face. 5 mana for a 2/4. When it enters, create a food. Has disappear at the beginning of your end step if a permanent left the battlefield under your control. Put 3+1/+1 counters on it. And if it on it or another creature or an artifact, if it was an artifact, non-creature, make it into a creature. One other, so it doesn't put it on itself, which is a bit awkward.
Yeah, because you'll need. I mean, I guess you just need another creature because, like, you get the food. To trigger your disappear, but you need something else then to put it on. But that's fine.
Or
you just need any other body.
Or you can sack the food and put the 3 counters on your mutagen token. So you don't need another creature, you just need another artifact.
Sure, yeah.
So I think this is a solid 7.
Creature. Yeah, I think so.
Punk Frogs, 5 mana for a 4/5 ward 3. Wow, there's so little words. And they gave us the definition of a ward? How long has it been since they were able to do that?
There's not enough card. There's not enough text on this card.
They're like, man, it feels so naked. Let's throw on the reminder text for Ward. We haven't gotten to do that forever. It's pretty low stats, but Ward 3's nice. So
just a 5.
I'm maybe even lower on it. 5 mana 4/5s just haven't been good enough in Ward 3.
Yeah.
Like they're not scary creatures, so I'm gonna say it's a 4. It'll make the cut sometimes, but I think I want better 5-drops.
Yep.
Putrid Pals, 4 mana for a 3/3 with Death Touch and Disappear. When this creature enters with 2+1/+1 counters on it, if a permanent left the battlefield under your control this turn. So it's either a 3/3 with Death Touch or a 5/5 with Death Touch. I think that's a fine average. Like, it's a little understat, a little overstat. But even a 3/3 with Death Touch for 4, I'm not super concerned about.
Yeah.
Like, that's still an okay rate, so I'm not willing to, like, put it in the dumpster, you know?
I think that the big difference will be the 5/5 makes it a lot more appealing on offense. 3/3 and 5/5 Death Touch on defense are fairly similar. But it makes them more likely to have to double block.
And a double block with Death Touch is nice.
Yeah.
I still don't think it's very special. 5?
5, yeah.
Raph and Leo, Sibling Rivals. 3 mana for a 2/4. When they attack, if it's the first combat this phase, untap 1 or 2 target attacking creatures. After this phase, there's an additional combat. That's okay. It's good stats for the mana. It's exactly what Boros wants to be doing.
Very,
so.
very Boros.
Yeah. I think that's an 8.
Wow. Yeah, it's interesting. This is one of the hybrid ones that really mostly just goes in Boros.
This will be pretty crazy, like, on the play in Boros.
Yeah.
I think you can get in a lot of crazy damage here.
Definitely.
Raph and Mikey, Troublemakers, 7 mana for a 7/7 with Trample and Haste. When they attack, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped and attacking, and the rest on the bottom. Holy shit.
Yeah, so there's a big variance in what you can get with what you end up with this card, right?
I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad at anybody because just trample haste alone and size for its stats. But I mean, you might just hit a 1-drop and you're like, oh well, okay. But I guess at least you got it off the top of your deck.
Yeah. You know, or you dug through 3 lands and got a 1-drop. Like, okay, I didn't draw 3 lands in a 1-drop.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to just say the average is like a 3/3 for 3. That's a pretty good value for me.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm high on this card, especially because it has haste. And we saw multiple mana dorks that made 1 or even 2 mana. There was the 3-drop that made an extra.
2.
And then the Simic hybrid one that made mana based on its power.
Yep.
And it was a hybrid, so that's great. I think it was just straight up green.
No, that was just green. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is great. There's so many mana dorks here that we would love for this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty high on this card.
Yeah, I mean, this goes in every archetype except for Orzhov. this one is going to be better in the green archetypes just because of what you just said with the mana ramp.
Yeah.
But, you still probably play this in your red decks just as an extreme top end.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a 9 in green and an 8 in not green.
Something like that, yeah.
I can get behind that. Rhythm of the Wild. This is a fun reprint. 3 mana for an enchantment. Creature spells you control can't be countered. And non-token creatures you control have Riot, which means they either enter with a +1/+1 or have haste.
Yep.
So that's nice. This was really playable and limited at the time, and I don't see why it wouldn't be now.
Yeah. It's really just the bottom portion of this card that you care about.
Honestly, in the sets that it was originally printed in, it was pretty scary. Someone played it, and it was definitely a landslidey card that you have a trouble keeping up with. So it always put you behind.
Yeah, because everything was either coming in overstatted or with haste.
Yep. So I'm going to say 7.
Yep, agreed.
All right. Slithering.
I guess the one hesitation I have with this card is you're not going to be playing Gruul.
That's true.
Very much. That's the only downside. So if you're in green with, add X of any color and you got some fixing, sure. But you're not really going to be playing Gruul, so that's the downside to that card.
Agreed. Hypothetically, if you happen to be in Gruul for some reason,
yeah,
because we don't know that the other pairs won't, even though they're not overly supported, we don't know that they're not going to be, they're playable. So Slithering Cryptide, 3 mana for a 2/3. When it enters, create a mutagen token. Great.
Sure.
Slightly above rate. That's a 5.
5. Yep.
Splinter Radical Rat, 3 mana for a 2/4. If an ability of a ninja creature you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Potentially pay blue and target ninja can't be blocked this turn. I'm splashing blue for this.
Yeah.
I'm in for it. If you're Orzhov and all your ninjas like ETB do a thing, like most of the sneaks have abilities when they hit, things like that. So, and you want to be able to sneak things with the blue. This card's very good.
The tough part on splashing blue here is there are no blue-white or blue-black lands in the set. And you don't have access to green mana fixing, so you're going to have like Escape Tunnel or Artifact fixing. Mm-hmm. So that just makes it a little tougher.
Or you run the green mana dorks that make any color. Duh.
But I'm saying if you're in Orzhov.
I was also saying if you're in Orzhov.
Oh, okay.
I was saying something outlandish.
Because you could play this in black-green, right? Like, so I guess, yeah, if you're playing it in like black-green or...
But in black-green it's going to be less good. There's a lot less ninjas.
Yep.
Because you have more like pizza monsters.
Sure. Not as many. But you've still got not in black, I guess, but like maybe in Boros where you still have 8 Raphaels and Leonardos.
Dimir is not supported, no. And I think this card just gets drastically worse in something like Golgari. So I would drastically nerf the rating compared to what I'm about to give it, which I think is... I think it gets better with your deck, but I think in the average, I'm going to say it's a 7.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think if you have like a nutty ninja deck, though, this is going to be one of the best cards in your deck.
Yep.
Tainted Treats, 3 mana. Destroy target artifact or creature. If its mana value is 4 or less, create a food token. In the colors, premium removal, instant speed, 8.
Yep. Very good card.
Easy peasy. Taka and Razar, the Terrible Twos. 2 mana for a 3/2. Has Menace, can't be countered. When a player casts a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast it was less than the mana value, this deals 3 damage to them. So it punishes people for cheating stuff out, which is mostly a constructed thing, I think.
Yeah. I'm not even sure we've seen...
It's sneaks.
Sneak. Yep. I
so
caught it the same time you did.
Punishes sneak players. This is good. Yep. It's above rate and everything. Your Orzhov deck probably doesn't want it. But I guess your Izzet and Boros decks do. Those are going to be really nice. And Golgari, so that's nice. So 3 out of the 4. Unlike the other hybrids, which are pretty universally 4 out of 4.
Yeah.
It's lowish impact, but I'm never cutting it. So
it's funny because this is a great card to be able to get in to sneak something with, like a cheap menace creature.
yeah. It's very cheap. I like the menace. You're going to get some early damage in with Boros is going to be nice. I think this card's like a 7.
Yeah, agreed.
Waves of Aggression. 5 mana Boros. 3 mana Boros. You know what I mean? Untap all creatures that attacked this turn. After this main phase, there is an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase with Retrace. I know these cards can kill people because it comes out of nowhere. They're not expecting two combats, but it feels like it does nothing a lot.
Yeah, it's very situational. Now, you can do it over and over again with Retrace, as long as you have lands to discard.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps, but then again, they also see it coming at that point. So, I mean, there's a top end in Boros. It's not terrible.
Yeah, I think it's okay. The problem is it has a wide, between the ceiling and the floor is very wide on how it will play in any deck. So in a deck where it could win you the game, it could also do nothing. So I'm just going to say it's like a 5.
Yeah, it's just a kind of, on average, it's average. But because it's in different situations, going to be like a 1 or a 9.
Yeah. That's the end of the multicolors. Let's go to the colorless real quick. Arcbound Ravager, 2 mana, it's a reprint. Sacrifice an artifact. Put a +1/+1 counter onto this with modular 1.
I mean, there's a decent number of artifact tokens in this deck, but
Foods
a lot of them
and
are giving
mutagens.
the mutagen's giving you a counter anyway, so I guess you just get to do it cheaper.
Yeah. If you want them on here, yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is playable, but not great.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
Is this just a 5 in the decks with a lot of artifacts?
Yeah, I think so.
Chrome Dome, 2 mana for a 1/3. Other artifact creatures you control get +1/+0, and then for 5, create a token that's a copy of another target artifact you control. That token gains haste, sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. This is really good for one deck, right? Just is it?
Yeah.
Would you run this in like Simic Mutagens? I think it's too much.
It's too much.
But it is infinite mutagen tokens.
For 5-6 mana basically, because you need to sacrifice it that turn.
Yeah. But I think if you don't have the like Lord effect in there, I'm not paying 2.
Yeah.
It is 2 mana for a 1/3. So like maybe it just gets played because it's filler. And then late game you can just sink to like get a +1/+1 counter every turn. It's not great. But I think for that reason it could see play if I just am a little light on 2s.
Yeah. That's the reason you're playing this card, or you're in heavy, is it?
Yeah. So I'm going to say it's a split rating, where it is like a 1, because it's only in those 2 decks that it really does anything, or in Is It specifically, it's like a 7+, maybe even 8 with the copies, because the artifacts often did a lot when they ETB'd.
Sure.
And they often wanted to sack other artifacts. The Lord could just kill people. I think this is really strong for a 2-drop in Is It specifically.
It is it, yeah.
And then it has some fringe playability with the mutagen stuff where it's like, oh, it's like a 4 or 5, like a borderline playable. So it's a tough card that's power level is that's going to swing wildly.
Agreed.
Next up, Conqueror's Flail or Ronin's Arsenal, 2 mana for an equipment with equip 2. Creature gets +1/+1 for each color among permanents you control, as long as this equipped creature is attached, as long as the equipment is attached to a creature your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. I kind of like that just because.
Yeah, that depending on your opponent, that could be really irritating or irrelevant, but it at least gives you the knowledge that you don't have to play around things.
And it's like 2 mana, 2+2/+2 reasonably, and they can't cast spells. I'd play that. I'm not cutting it. That's a 6.
Fine. Yep.
everything pizza. 2 mana. When this artifact enters, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Pay 2 in Wooburg, tap, sacrifice this artifact. Target player gains 3 life, draws a card. Each opponent discards a card. This artifact deals 3 damage to any target. Put 3 counters on up to 1 target creature.
Does everything.
I mean, I'm playing this for a splash.
Yep.
Just for 2 mana, do the thing, and other things want me to sack artifacts, and other things want to create artifacts, or I can turn artifacts into 3/3 creatures that, do other things. So this is going to see play, but this other stuff is not useful.
Agree.
But I think 2 mana, get a land, and get to manipulate my artifact ETB triggers, my artifact creature generation, all that kind of good stuff. So I think this is a solid card. Let's call it a 5.
A 5, yep.
Henchbots, 4 mana for a 2/3. When this creature enters, exile target creature an opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield. Wow, a colorless thing?
Target tapped creature.
Target tapped creature, it's still fine.
Still
That's
fine,
great.
But
That's crazy for colorless.
yeah. Yeah, you need a colorless. So it's like 1 mana more expensive, and it has a limitation. That's the cost you're paying for it being colorless.
Yeah, I still think I like it, though.
Yep.
Tempo-wise, everything looks good.
Definitely playing this card, yeah.
7?
Yep.
Temporary removal, but removal nonetheless. Krang, Utram Warlord, 9 mana for a 9/9, flying, trample, indestructible, and haste. Other artifacts you control have those things as well. It's expensive.
Sure. Can you get the 9 mana?
I think
That's the only
probably
question with
not.
this card.
I think the answer is no. Certainly not, and is it?
No. But I don't care if I have green ramp, I'm still playing this. Even if I have no other artifact creatures, I'll take the 9/9.
Yeah, that's true. I just play at 9, no artifacts.
Yeah.
That's very true. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just like so honed in on the artifact side of things. What's the rating in green?
In green, then you have any sort of ramp stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'll just stay on theme and say it's a 9. 9/9 for 9.
It's a 9
Otherwise,
that costs 9. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think flying, trample, indestructible, haste is worth putting on the top of some ramp. So I like that at a 9. It's a trap.
Yeah.
Half the time you're playing this, you shouldn't be.
Yep, that's definitely true. People will play this, probably including me, when I shouldn't, just because it's fun.
Metallic Mimic, 2 mana for a shapeshifter. Ah, someone in chat earlier said shapeshifters counted, and I said there weren't any shapeshifters in this, and then I got.
Well, no, because it's changelings they were talking about.
This, as this creature enters, choose a creature type. It's that chosen type. Each other creature you control the chosen type enters. Okay. Ninja, turtle, sure. Mutant.
Mutant.
This is actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
7?
Yeah. 7. So it's a good card in any deck. Could be better in some than others, even if there isn't a dedicated typal theme, really. You can look at your deck and go, oh, I've got 9 mutants. Sure. Or I've got 4 in hand.
Omni Cheese Pizza, 2 mana. When it enters, draw a card. Pay 1, tap, sack, add a mana. Pay 2, tap, sack, gain some life.
Yep.
If you have ETB triggers, I'm in.
Yeah, replaces itself. Can fix you, can gain you some life, can do some artifact stuff. Does a lot of little things that you get some value out of, but where the floor is, it just kind of cycles and fixes.
Yeah, I think in most for me this is a bit of a split rating. I think it's like a 4, and then if you're an Is It, I would probably play more than one of these at like a 6.
I mean, I think I might in Golgari too, because it's for disappear.
True. Yeah, that's true. 4, 6.
But yeah, yep.
The Ooze. Whenever a creature you control with a counter on it leaves the battlefield, create a mutagen token for each counter on it. That's nice. It's sort of an Ozolith.
Yep. There's little baby turtles.
They are so cute. Look at them. I love them. Yay, I finally got my turtles. Tap, exile target creature card from your graveyard. Create a mutagen token. Ah, that's nice. So it gets itself going. From a graveyard, which is also nice. I actually like this a lot. I mean, you have to have mutagen tokens, but also You don't have to have many because it makes its own, and you get to control their graveyard. So turning creatures into mutagen tokens that are then recurring, I think this is actually quite good.
Yep, there's a little bit of incidental graveyard hate. For
7.
Like the black-white signpost uncommon, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 7.
Skateboard, 1 mana. Equip 1. Equipped creature. This equipment enters tap target permanent. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has haste. So you can tap their blocker and then hit them in the face with a skateboard.
Yep.
So it's low impact, but I think it's playable. So 4.
Yeah, I mean 1 mana to give all your, basically add 1 mana to all your spells to give them haste and a power boost. All your creatures, that's pretty good.
Is it more closer to a 5, you think?
I think I have it as a 5. Haste on everything is really threatening. Like we just saw that with Rhythm of the Wild.
You only have 2 creatures in your deck.
Well, that's 2 hasty creatures.
Yeah, I could get on board with a 5. The equip cost is really low.
It's so cheap.
Yeah, that's true. Shadow Spear, I need one of these for the show. 1 mana for Donnie's Bow. Bow? Bow. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, trample, lifelink, pay 1, permanents. Other opponents lose hexproof and indestructible, which there are multiple of those keywords here, so that's good. Yeah, this is a great card. I really like the lifelink and trample. I think this is... I'm very high on this card. It's very hard to deal with.
Yeah, it is.
It wins races, all sorts of things. I think this is like an 8.
Agreed. It's just... The lifelink is so tough to deal with.
Leo's Katana, Sword of Sinew and Steel, 3 mana. Equipped creature has +2/+2 protection from red and black. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy up to 1 target planeswalker and up to 1 target artifact. The artifact's going to be relevant, but honestly, +2/+2 pro red black is just good enough for me. I think this is just a 9.
Yeah, these swords always are unlimited.
Yeah, swords are great. Technodrome, 2 mana, 3/3, reach and trample. This creature can't attack or block unless its power is 6 or greater. You could tap it, sacrifice another artifact, draw a card, put a counter on this. You need to have a lot of mutagen tokens. But if you can, then it's
food
great.
Tokens, buzz bots. That you're getting some effects, like you're replacing everything. You can have artifact creatures that are going to die in combat or get hit by removal. You can sack in response because it's instant speed.
Yeah, I just feel like if you're doing buzzbots, it's just so slow. Turtle Blimp, 5 mana for a 3/4. Flying. When it enters, create a 2/2 mutant token and crew 2. It's okay. I mean, it makes 2 things, so that's always better than it looks. Mutants are relevant in Simic. The signpost cares about like mutants entering.
Yep, it provides its own body to crew.
Yeah.
Which is always a risk with vehicles not having creatures to crew. This card's pretty good. I mean, crew 2 is pretty cheap, and vehicles are always a bit of a pain to kill because you have to do it at instant speed.
Yeah, I just feel bad paying 5 mana for a vehicle. But I think the body is good enough, but I don't think it's that good. I'm just going to say a 5.
Yeah, I don't think it's great. I think it's a 5.
Turtle Van, 3 mana for a 4/4. Crew 1. Whenever this vehicle attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature that crewed it this turn. Then, if that creature is a mutant, ninja, or turtle, double the number of counters on it. That seems strong. 3 mana crew 1 4/4 is just good enough anyway.
Yep.
Builds up your board over time.
Yeah. Doubling counters that's a huge percentage of the creatures in this set, so.
Yeah. I like this. And even if you don't have like mutagen tokens and stuff, it does it itself. It puts the initial counter on it. So, and I think that could get out of control very quickly, especially if you cast it on curve.
Yep.
It's a little slow, but I'm going to call it an 8.
I think it's an 8. It does have to attack, and it's going to, which is great early, but you can't put the counters on itself, so it doesn't scale on itself, but still a 4/4 is a good enough body that I'm okay calling it an 8.
Yeah. Next up, we have Uwazame's Jitte, Ralph's Jitte.
Rafts.
Rafts, sorry. My mind just fills in all the stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage, put 2 charge counters on it.
Yeah.
Remove a charge counter from it. Choose 1. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. It's just equipped creature, and then target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn, or you gain 2 life.
This is just a 10. Like, this is still in the realm of best limited card ever printed. It's probably got some competitors now as opposed to when it was first printed, but
I'm less sold. I'm going to be crazy. I'm going to be wild. I'm going to say it's only a 9. No. I'm going to say it's an 8. I'm going to say it's an 8.
If I could give this a 12, I would give it a 12. Like, you cannot win in combat anymore once this gets on the battlefield.
Assuming you get to do anything with it, it doesn't affect the battlefield in any meaningful way. If you can't get in, if you don't have creatures on board.
You don't have to get in. It's just combat damage. It's not to a player.
You have to have creatures to do that. I agree. It's very good. I think it's winning the game, but it is not.
Assuming they track it because there is enough sample size, I will be shocked if this is the highest rated card in the set.
I think its win rate in opener is going to be astronomically high. I think I agree with you there. But I don't know. It doesn't do anything. Some games it won't do anything. So I'm gonna be a little bit of a naysayer here to you and target player, and I'm gonna say 9. This card is still banned and monitored. There's tons of cards banned and constructed that are ass and limited, though. Like, I'm not saying this is. Obviously, I'm still putting it in a game-ending bomb rating. But, like, that's not really the way constructed and limited works.
No, but, I mean, this is a card that, like, I feel like if I'm playing on Arena and I'm not in a major tournament, I'm playing on Arena and they have anything on the board and this card hits, I'm just conceding the game. Like, I'm done with it. I don't want to deal with trying to fight through this card.
I mean, if you're fighting through it, like I said, if it's in your opening hand, if you're, like, playing this on a reasonable curve when you're, like, kind of still in the game, my concern is that there's, like, comparing it to a card like Dream Trawler, where I'm like, I'm 99% to win this game. I'm so far ahead. I've got 5 more cards than them. My board state's amazing. They have nothing on board. They're on top deck mode. Oh, they played a Dream Trawler? Cool, I fucking lose. Like, those 10s, that's a 10 to me in limited, whereas, like, this won't do anything in those situations. So I kind of scale it back.
There are, like, infinite games where you never even get to cast Dream Trawler. This is 2 colorless. Goes in every deck. You can play. You never run into the game ending before you can play it.
Turn 4, play, equip, attack, GGs.
Yep.
If you have the creature, if they don't have removal, if, you know what I mean? Like, I agree. Game-ending bomb. But my 10s have to do something when they come in. They have to help me when I'm behind, and it doesn't feel like it does. At least not to end the game. So I'm in that 8 or 9 ballpark. With an I agree, astronomically high if it's in your opener.
Yeah.
Usually opponent will have just tapped out for 3 or 4 drop. I'm engagement farming. Nobody's listening to the video at this point. I'm not engagement farming. There's 46 of you in here that all already think I'm stupid. Weathermaker, 3 mana for an artifact landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a charge counter on this artifact. And you can tap it for a mana. You can remove 2 charge counters to add 2 colorless. Remove 3 charge counters. It deals 3 damage to any target. There's not a landfall synergy here. And you got to get to, 6 mana before you, like, really get your value? If you want to ramp, like if you have like the 9-drop like colorless indestructible guy, like then you just want this as like a mana rock anyway, and then later you can start to blow a couple things up. But I don't think the average deck wants it.
No, it's only really if you want to ramp or some sort of splash.
Yeah, I think it's good if you're building it in there, but most decks don't want a 3-mana rock.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's certainly playable, but I'm going to say a 4.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Lands. We got Dimension X. These enter tapped and you gain a life. The Boros. These are always really good. I like duels. They're not for the off-color supported stuff, so it's going to be weird for splashing purposes, but these are always 6s.
Agreed.
Escape Tunnel. Could kill people, but also gets you off-color splash stuff, which is nice. So these are always really good too. Still just a 6. I mean, lands are only so impactful.
We've just like power crept Evolving Wilds now.
Yeah. 6. Orzhov, Golgari, 6. Mutant Town, 6. Here's a colorless. Exile a creature you own. Exile target creature you own. Pay 2. Sacrifice this or return target creature. Exile land. The battlefield under your control. Return each other card exiled with this land to its owner's hand. So you can do it in response to removal.
Yep.
And then you can bring them all back.
Yeah, I think you're going to be mostly like protecting your things from removal, and then maybe like the turn before you're going to use it, you exile something with a good ETB. If you don't have something under there, and then you can put that one back into play. And
yeah. I'm not opposed to it. This seems like a very 2-color format, so having a colorless land is okay.
It's exactly what I was going to say. You're not playing more than 2 colors most time anyway. You can afford this.
And it seems just kind of free.
Yeah.
It could be an extra copy of the best card in your deck, or it could just be a 3/3.
Yeah.
Late in the game, you're like, I ripped another land, and they're like, cool, block in combat or something. I don't know. You could figure it out. Or it could be like a 1-for-1 if it blows out like a combat trick or something.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's still good. Still a 6?
Okay. 6, yeah.
TCR building. I didn't really look at the names of the other ones. Mutant Town, Illegitimate Business.
Business, yeah.
Foot Headquarters. Dimension X. That's fine. Nothing that sticks out to me. Turtle Lair. Add a colorless. Add 1 mana of any color. Spend it only on a turtle or a ninja. Pay 3 and tap. Target turtle and ninja can't be blocked this turn. That seems really good in ninja decks.
And you can afford the colorless even if you only have a handful of ninjas or turtles.
I think every color pair is going to have a couple of turtles and ninjas, so I think it's worth running just for like an unblockable creature.
Yep.
Because I think you'll just like accidentally, no matter your color pair, have like 2 or 3 of these pretty easily.
Oh yeah. It's even and if you only have a couple, the colorless isn't that much of a cost in a straight 2-color format. So
and you just get like a free Rogue's Passage or whatever on those creatures.
Yep, but it does
not free, but
and since it's sneak instead of ninjutsu, like the colored mana does work on that because it is casting as opposed to you wouldn't be able to use that mana of any color for ninjutsu, but you can for sneak.
Yeah. And it's taps for 1 mana of any color for a turtle or a ninja spell anyway, so chances are if your deck is okay with wanting this, then it probably isn't even colorless anyway. So no, the cards in the set don't have ninjutsu, they have sneak. I think this might be a little bit better. I'm gonna say it's like a 7.
Yeah, I think it is, especially because you're gonna probably play it in every format or in every deck.
Undercity Sewers. Enters tapped. When it enters, surveil 1. To Swamp Island?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it say what it taps for, though? It definitely taps for Dimir, right?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it say that?
I think they just don't do that on the full arts. And I mean, it is implicit ability of an island in a swamp.
It says island and swamp. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Well, it does, like, islands don't anymore don't say tap for blue.
They don't say it, but they have a little blue mana symbol on it.
Yeah. I think
Right.
it's just a full art. I think it's just a full art thing.
I personally don't like the templating on that.
That's fair.
I want it to say, like, tap for blank or blank.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I feel like this is like a few sets ago they made that choice to start doing it on like the extended art type thing.
I think maybe if this looked more like Undercity Sewer art, where
Yep.
it was more obvious that this was even a land outside of it saying land. You know what I mean? It just looks
that's fair.
so random. This could be a food token. Like if you just showed me the art.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. It does not necessarily look like what it is.
Looks like a creature or a kill spell. Yeah, I see, and I said food token. So yeah, personally not a fan of the art of this card, but I'm glad they put in Undercity Sewer and they didn't just take a new card and make it something similarly named. They reprinted one of the land cycle to reprint Undercity Sewer, which I think is pretty great.
Yeah, and I like that they didn't force feed the rest of them in there just to print the whole cycle. It's like this is the one that made sense. Do this one.
That would be really hard to do, especially on UB stuff, because they are made so much farther out that I think, and they're often pushed back. So it would be hard to determine what standard would look like. And if they just threw in a whole land cycle willy nilly, it might really fuck things up.
These aren't legal in standard.
Yeah, I know, but if they were forcing them all in, I don't think they would do a whole cycle.
I meant that they didn't force the whole cycle onto the bonus sheet.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't think they would do that. If they were trying to force an entire cycle in, I think it would be in the main set.
Yeah.
And I think that would be wonky for standard.
I do agree with that.
That's it, right? I think that's the end of Colorless. We've made it to the end of the set review.
Yep.
It took us a while to get there, but we got there. How do you feel, Yanks? What do you think about the set?
It's interesting. I'm still kind of a little bit where I started, which is I don't love the 5 type sets, or 5 archetype sets, but at least there's some interesting ones.
I'm a little bit more open to the 5 archetype set. My biggest concern is that it will get boring faster. But I've been
that's
playing.
What I don't like about it.
But do you play enough these days for that to matter?
Probably
like even
not.
For the
That's
10 archetype sets, how many drafts are you doing?
Yeah, no, I don't think I don't think that's a huge problem, especially now that sets are only out for like 12 days.
Yeah.
But still, it does even like within like a handful of drafts, it starts getting not just repetitive in what you're drafting, but you're playing against the same things over and over again.
Yeah, and I think if I play a lot, then I will enjoy the set less. But I think that the initial gameplay I have high hopes for, that I think it will be good.
Yeah, I hope it's. I think to me, it's more. I hope that this isn't a trend. Now, this is a smaller set, so it actually makes a little more sense in this set.
Yeah, it's a smaller set, and it was also kind of designed on the quick, right? Because I think it was supposed to be even smaller, and then and Spider-Man got upgraded 2 sets.
Yeah. So I understand why they did it, but I just hope this. It's like I almost want people to think it's bad, so they don't continue doing it.
I mean, you're off to a good start with Spider-Man.
Yes.
So, you're very likely to get your wish here. But I think the mechanics are interesting. I think the archetypes are interesting. So I have good faith that I will have fun for 10 drafts, but I think I agree with you that it could get very tiresome for more entrenched players.
Yeah, the other thing, and I don't think there's a way to avoid it, especially in this set, is I hate the 8 cards that begin with the same name.
Oh yeah, competitive gameplay is awful.
It's not even just competitive. I mean, it's miserable for sealed deck for registering, but just remembering which it's Leonardo. Oh wait, not that Leonardo. It's the other one. Like
so I think it's competitive. I said competitive and then you said not just competitive registering, which that's what I meant by competitive, was in competitive you have to register. As far as remembering the name, I don't think that matters because I never look at the names anyway. I memorize them by their arts. So I don't have a problem with it.
The problem with that is you can't do that anymore because of all the different versions.
Yeah, I still memorize it by the art.
You could do it on Arena, but like you can't do it in paper because you got too many different versions of cards.
In a limited format, I still know, like if I play Avatar, you could take all the text off all the cards and I would know what they all did.
That's true. It is in limited, I guess it's not that big of a deal because you're most likely have the base version. True.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I don't like it, but it affects me less, so I don't have to worry about it or be upset about it.
And to be clear, I'm not sure there was a huge way to avoid it in a set like this, which only really has a small number of major characters.
Yeah.
That you have to work with. So
I think that they should rename them based on like
flip the name around.
Yeah, or give them some personality, like Rambunctious Raphael or
even just Big Brother Leonardo instead of Leonardo, Big Brother.
Yeah.
Cutting edge Leonardo. Like, yeah, that would be at least a little better.
I hated Lorcana starting to do multiple characters in the same set, and then Magic did it right after, and I was like, I was really annoyed with Lorcana, and then I was like, thank God Magic doesn't do it, and they literally started like the next year. I was like, God damn it. So I am against multi-character in a set anyway.
That's one of the downsides of UB, right? You're limited to the characters that exist. You can't just make new things up as you go.
I think that makes some sense, but I feel like there's got to be ways to get around it some.
There are ways to mitigate it, and there are some IPs where it's not a problem. Like, it really wasn't too much of a problem with Lord of the Rings because it was wide enough in terms of number of characters. Like, you had like 2 versions of a card instead of 4 or 5.
And didn't they have like more just like unnamed things?
And they had more unnamed things, yeah.
Like, there's just trees that didn't have a name.
Yeah. There were definitely
orcs.
There are ways around. There are ways around it in certain IPs. Some are more. Some are better suited to that than others.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, it makes sense that Lord of the Rings having just like unnamed orc number 3 would be okay. But in a turtle set, everything is so based around the characters, and you also don't want half a set that nobody's excited to play.
Exactly. Yeah. So
you want people to recognize the characters.
Yeah.
I just want them at least to use it more sparingly and to show a character arc.
Yeah, like you're thinking like Avatar, where it was like you saw him gaining a color each time.
Yeah. And then I'm okay with it. But they needed to use it more sparingly and with more intent.
Yeah, if there's a good intent behind it, I'm fine with dealing with the aggravation of a few copies of the same name of a card. If it's just to fill out a card list, it's a little more annoying.
Is this turtle drunk on pizza?
He just ate any of the pizzas in this set because they're all going to do that to you.
Like, what is on top of him? Looks like weird armor.
Yeah, it's like a cape, like a ragged cape.
Must be a really old art from like a really old comic.
Probably.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're on the YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought of the turtle set, and we will see you guys tomorrow for my very first early access draft. I will be getting that out tomorrow. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you then. Bye.